Mr. Lynch lives will be alive forever. Good morning, Mr. Master Simply. Mr. Master Simply. Or simply, 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 or simply. No, it's not inch. It's me 20, so really only 10, 11 days when we see me 26, 2026, Wednesday, once again, because in last 3 days, more or less, we had this beautiful Buscasi conversation most of the day, but today, once again, like practically 2 days previous before, it's last 2 days, and so, and the trend of the previous week, we can say, and so the fact that practically it's middle sky, from Samsung for me del seguente variable, but la gente vede inizia clear sono in the alternative crowds of the fact once again is the case of the day, and so at the moment in particular mostly cloudy, so slide middle slide mostly cloudy, and it's really into tutto simile se no absolute one lì light from the beam cioè no similar to solo se no and it's really after 13 and 15 minutes 69 21 Celsius really software che si vede fa soffica si cagete su Spring Vision se sta questo sicuro e si consiglia effect champions for essence ci sentiamo la stia os fek kan for yesu so parts se vas passa samba se passa ora se passa quindi now os for the Spring work come them so the round full season we better seasons per kan for yesu the parts venire a tenere Spring to be because it's vabbè ma it will finish in pratica in a month. So perhaps you remember in internet in March 20 it was a Friday at visas in Italy, particularly in Italy at 10:01 am, perhaps non remember corroborare se mori con suppose di a misura at I said I'm missing so sì ma se si fa proposa fa che devo uscire to Chinese better non è per so for me I think those winter preparations for the autumn the summer the autumn and winter senza fare summer so si for the autumn once again soft for winter ci all sono senza four seasons so più casi cagite eserciti di satissimo mi versa fin così fin poi da so tengo prima but as it is more from the people for me but in general we can say that we enter efficiently speaking in the Easter weekend party between April 4 and 5 since those days we have perfect climate the crisi sempre in Greece speaking I think in general need but I'm not sure if completely better in all Italy sure in this city but for me behind this year so behind this in also in previous years I think also in future for future so also for next years in this period o good still what has got to I don't know if I can say the meaning is for is it's una complete in fact cambio sono sincronizzato Ingrid Yalf, I think at Trump conseguisce reaches for 69 at Fahrenheit 21 Celsius. At the parting with atmosphere ci vede. Se foto vedi essere curtino sono se curtino in genere si been piti for a long time usually say most perfect si suppose fa che non tanto di sky I really would say to spesso lo scansione is it possible so you can notice this is sky mean there's no bit once again per me the variant of a variable yes and so particular at the moment the most relevant so far consider them last week non si è corretto what I did for today consider sensation something since possible that in l'ITAF Moses Lily Elias not became totally slide dark briga totally totally one of the options, totally guys like a dark bigger, and also that maintain in front of you once for coming once and I think what those. Let's see what happens. But as reason obviously we don't chance with it for we see if we ask if we very clear so well bet perhaps let's see contro ben quella tanto also ben the max at first little good think well partiva guarda bello so si so from the mythical winner tour team fra sono expense curti senza sono ma magari sono verso Berti with the best curti partivo da Berti only for the sono Race Course it was a beautiful grey curtain and beautiful painted with benches to rip and the passages upon the race course two things rated to the general consequence action point third on the first one to the third account for the one to the necessary transaction no fancy and tacit by short near the one answer of inquest see in class on the first 6 months alright I don't know also fact the curtain is white infatti fa no, io metto il pezzo non c'è questa parte del video che ci produce a show io guarda scatto sia in genere fondise cazzo combino con cazzo modo usa l'app sono l'amico mio non mi ricordo ma from your perspective also from inside present shots in the rescue shot of him under several for the previous curtain with executive present as TRCO aveva should be no amount swift not for the later action on two and this is repeat once again for the seventh time the beautiful the press curtain beautiful the press curtain beautiful damage snaps also for the first time story about the serum and the serum la cara curtain from the max phase and gartings la cara musician stile cara curtain also mi si singo 8 anni che sono in tensione e also in riesce a trosso di fake for phone is crescere and also nei but ora mi dice sai perché si meglio also il test just sent to say this the best curtain bit in the for the time we will go to the taking some things the bit in the for the time for the first time stone was in the routing so this is in the time and to exactly and now see to so the curtain are met the text also in this perfect adesso è di speak just sentence si dice but tools no is better visible for me incidentally in this chat transmit virtues livelli invece di un'ottimismo per ottimismo di stesso fatto qui as important to lose part of the most based visible and now to limit speed certain of supporting solid solid the bit on zero tools and always better visible for me incidentally mini shot at sponsor me rejection in final con di qualche Magic 40 PPG 655 volts che si also the shot from it on John 24th, but I read it for almost 4 months ago. Yes, it was a study that reported, I think that it was Michael easy, Michael the great general Michael but Michael also has a cioè mi più che si parte a ridurre, ma sono due contri, e one same thing as a person, and a few weeks ago, io provai dedicated tweet. I put dedicated to him video one which was frustration and depression track 2 minutes because from 2 minutes because già massive just in true at the base article the big season 2 and yes so I dedicated to visit it was the part for the fact I suggest for a project so I dedicated also to massanismo momenti interante per ti fac match in 2 I put this video one match in 2 And that's you know much for also get really much for the me done in seminars too. And also that the participante che detto mi stringe it is pretty valid for the before my content so record to the video only one my content to become an education also to mi stringe veramente mi stringe su all of them all the persons ripeto a zero ma content the person ma stringe veramente niente mi stringe le persone attualmente for the record so the video to a few days ago so the week so and with the video to the actuations perché ci più entrata non ci poteva come fare che nada setti in origine o meno less compreso quella regional star nel milione pratica di interno per la parte delle frutte triennale pratica su ai dedicated video tutto John Chen also su come sono Josie Parker because this is the content and the person to John Chen 650 person 26 and so it was also gift one is a video tour on Joseph gift one the birth was this month for maximum I think in the first 3 weeks of June, I should provide a gift to do for it was interpretation, fix over, an attack, it is a track 56 usato, to be exact it is a steam parenthesis, Joseph basta, e pratica la solution original team, steam film to me, original steam to community, so much for me, also the new steam by minus species, by minus permanente, the best species, questo è il tuo e si sa, trovate version original team, also, la position è arrivata, c'è un primo detto, in the month not in just weeks of June will be also gift to for Chechen 650 worthwhile chosen to the was gift one or gift for the video one however for the moment for the video one video two for both video one video two see Megan Mink Banjo segment as a reference or whatever or the only diceva the videos are somewhat strong close but all the important thing with this picture the essential thing this speech is a new shot a film già di fuori is a new shot so is a shot you can see acqua condition film better acqua condition sembra seconda di fuori since you guys is a non problem keep effect is not in SP also to it problem is matter not it problem but the big effect is not in SP one is an to fix it questi mondo people sono cose che durano solo also myself was basically and finally I hope you all get back days نيت جامعة الطبيب يوصل ناس مشهور جامعة ناس بس هي اللي تبقى ناس بعد بقول parts very from the average لما تيجي في السيرة في كم سمية في السيرة بتاعي بيك في التنس بس we have to consider when the moment when I start thinking milk in parte le mie materie si può essere sono finché te regoli record sembrano si fosse la cioccolato di vita vedi cose che con tanto dite e tu sono nas cioè non si che si che no poi in comparison with the experiments and I just roll up just cool 13-15 minutes but the important thing is sure si non è sempre più important a me and as well as si perché fa sono spinto questo assolutamente no senza metten sono senza since 1 year and a few months, I think 4 or 5 months, also consiglio effekten säkerhetspolisen Friday, spontaneisa, sekreisa pysyllä provate, för det galt som vi fortfarande så var det varit infinite lähti blu, ja också som rara aspekt som vi först man för sig på niistä ja det ja det tanke fin music som det week of 15-25 för det och things absolut för det för det support fin klubbar så much and videos one of the servizio militare pirata preciso tu io quanta menzione di attacco per aspetto si sono io stato in specie di che what French di reso e for some shots bisogna si gioca molto mononia insomma o se non fra biscuits non è fatto fa la mia beautiful combos biscuits and science che sono messo in carta ciò che ci propose o da cookies chip chocolate chips hai pronto per seguire su fatto biscuits but in particolare tu mi stai red la release response about milk for 3 shots non è che si coffee ma tu sono su chocolate in fact a suo conto da shot da 20 video cioè shot ne plus think yeah molto more 12 months molto more perhaps so che da su conosci mi sei via se mi dice aspetta ma devo someone is quick justification now is one thing but it's one thing I think mesa 3 410 11 12 these values are for some reason more for months I mean justify this should be there small 12 proprio small and 12 so che da su conosci mi sei via sono che da ci mettere so senza il monte di parte in certi non si niente solo minus e mi si aspetta che cosa becca adesso ma la sfida particolare mega mamma non so che si la sfida si gioca da quanto meno solo forse amici di questo tempo metti video perché tu non so se tu lingua becca Adesso se continui a partire fra me, fra me, se ora, danzi, mi sa sempre più preciso, e poi se vuoi riparte, se più preciso, faccio, o se mette sei stile, o se siamo più preciso.